Hi and welcome to Karmaspiritus. My name is T. I'm not a traditional tarot reader. I more read the energy of the cards and what comes up, not necessarily the absolute depiction of each and every card. My readings aren't time specific, so there may be a message here for you ongoing, or some message that you just need to hear for your life's purpose. Please remember, I'm merely a channel for these messages. This is to give you guidance and support through this time, through this Mercury retrograde, and also the eclipse, two massive eclipses that we've had. Energy has been tremendous. Please go ahead and check out your moon and rising signs. On this channel, there may be something influencing those aspects in your chart at the moment. Please receive these messages with love and light, and with that, I will start your reading. Gemini, hello. Can't remember your last reading, really. It may resonate again and come up, we don't know. We'll see. So glad to see you again and have you back. So please provide me with messages. Here we go. First card is the Three of Pentacles reversed. 3 more cards. Please provide me with cards, messages, information for Gemini for August and onwards. Here we go. We have 3 of Wands. Information about the cards that I've used will be in the description box. These have got lovely illustrations. I don't know if you can see them. Mercury retrograde has been causing havoc on my camera equipment, on my speech, so please bear with me in these readings because you may hear some different speech patterns. We've got the 9 of Wands, actually, the 9 of Wands upright. As I said, I may not read exactly what's in the cards, but the energies do certainly come up. Oh, loads of cards. Right, one more card. Put these back in because that was too many cards that came out. Right, lots of information here for you, I think, Gemini. One more card for Gemini for August and onwards. As I said, I do find these messages just, you know, it's information that you can take with you and have time and time again. We've got five cards here. We've got the Strength reversed. Don't know if you can see that. The Strength reversed. Bit of a shine on there. Sorry about that. And we have, this was trying to come out before. Hold on, please. Yeah, this was trying to come out before, and this was a 7. This is a 7 of Cups reversed. Ooh. Right, let me tap into the energies. Right. I will just tell you some of the words that come up. This might be a little bit different from the readings that I've done previously. I don't know. I do whatever comes. As I said, I'm merely the channel, and whatever comes up, how it needs to, is what I transmit, basically. I heard people pleaser. tyrant. I've got a pain in my chest that's it's almost like, it's almost as if it's been lodged there by, I want to say, an element of guilt, an element of doubt, persuasion. These are all the words that are coming up. It's really very, very uncomfortable. Almost like a forced energy, something you've had to do. I need some water. I hope you are in good health, Gemini. I hope these are not an element of condition. Please, if you are feeling this way, please consult your GP or a doctor. I'm just getting a very hard pang in my chest that is really, really uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I would not like to be walking around with that every day. So as I said, if it is something that you're feeling at the moment, please go and seek some medical advice. I hope that goes. I feel I'm hearing trying to stay on the straight and narrow, and that's a good thing. Unfortunately, when you force it, there is going to be an element of pretense, Gemini. It's going to be something that you, in your heart, which is where I'm in my chest region, is what I'm feeling. Something in your heart that it's not your true feeling. So I guess you're going to be battling with that. You're going to be battling with those thoughts, those feelings, until you release them. How you release them is another thing. You are probably trying to persevere through something. There's two threes here. That can be infidelity. There could be a lot of temptation going on, and I feel I've had an energy of this for some time for you, Gemini. It's not all Geminis, it's some. You know, you can admit this to yourself or pretend it's not happening. It's up to you. I'm not judging you at all. I just feel it's just something that you need to work through in order to feel yourself, really. You know, you have that personality that can go both ways, and there's light and there's dark in everyone. But Gemini, you know, do you feel it's time to work these things out? What are you seeking? Are there shadow sides of you that have had an element of temptation that you've pursued in the past? Or things that you have, you know, now thought about and feel better of it, and you're really trying to stay on the straight and narrow, is what I'm hearing. Trying to stay on the right side of the law. Maybe you got into some sort of illegal situation where you were vindicated and you see opportunities to carry out certain unlawful actions, and you're really trying to resist that temptation. Gemini, that's really good, and I applaud you for that. But that feeling, now I'm saying all this, that feeling is dying down. Oh, thank goodness for that, because it was really, really painful. You're trying to stay faithful to your cause. You're trying to stay on the straight and narrow. You're trying to resist all those temptations out there. The infidelity, the criminal activity, this is what I'm hearing. Not to embezzle in that business. Not to upset the apple cart. You're trying to gain your strength. Try not to be weak. Try not to let temptation get the better of you. And that's a really good thing, but I feel that it needs to be released somewhere. Because with temptation, in all these areas, you've got to feel, what is it in you that feels you need to carry out these actions? What doubts do you have about your ability to make money legally? What is your fear around money? Why you feel you need to do unlawful things to survive? Maybe you need to open your heart to more love, because people don't realize love. When you open your heart to love, you become abundant in many, many ways. Prosperous. You need to be joyful. Live a life of integrity. All these things go towards your life's purpose, who you are on a positive level. Your dark sides are the insecurities, the jealousies, the infidelity, the illegal practices. Those are your dark sides. Those are things that you need to work out within yourself. Your insecurities can lead to those, to infidelity, because you feel you're not loved enough. You feel that you need more love than what you have. You're not satisfying yourself with that one person and what they offer, the qualities that you saw in them initially. You're trying to self-gratify, get more and more and more. It takes discernment to realize that those qualities that long-standing relationship had are still there. It's the insecurities within yourself. It's you not loving yourself, and by loving yourself is your self-respect, your self-worth, your discipline, your self-discipline. You know, not to carry out those acts of infidelity, to not carry out those unlawful actions, to not drink so much, to not smoke so much, whatever you smoke. All those things are voids. Those voids in your life that you feel that you need to fill with all those activities, where you have to be off your head to feel good. it takes courage and determination and consistency and motivation for a good life to fill those voids. And to some degree, yes, they're a lot harder to do. But with patience and perseverance, not to see that it's easy to smoke some weed, drink endlessly till you're drunk and falling over and feeling really, really sick, to go and seek another person and have an intimate relationship with them that you should be having strictly with your own partner, your one-to-one partner. To steal from that person, that organization, that company, find strategies to make more money. This is all voids in yourself. Your self-belief and your self-worth is not where it needs to be. We've all been through this. This is nothing new. People live with this every day. Gemini, I feel that this also, it torments you, and this is the thing. What it does to you is it's more like a chemical imbalance. It makes you very conflicted, maybe more so than some other signs. It makes you very conflicted within yourself, and you internalize a lot of the pain. You become quite miserable, quite defensive. You get really mad with that person. But if you're really honest with yourself, this is about you. This is about your inner turmoil. This is aspects of yourself that you're not dealing with, you haven't dealt with. There's things that you haven't processed. You haven't followed through. You felt the feeling. You've carried out the dark, let's call it the dark action. Because we have light and dark in all of us. Every sign, every person. It depends whether you've taken the time out to look at it, to speak up and voice how you feel. Every time my voice goes, I know that's an indication for me to say, speak about how you feel. Don't allow your partner to smother you with their values and their approaches to life and what they feel that you need to be doing. And this is what I'm hearing. Don't feel forced into it. Think about what they're saying. They may not say it in the right way. They may not say it in a way that you can digest or appreciate. But you need to speak up and be honest about how you're feeling and how they are making you feel. And yeah, maybe they won't want to hear it. Maybe it is going to upset them. And that's the point where you keep it inside. But you're keeping that inside. You're internalizing it, and it's hurting you. You're then going to feel tempted to feel whole, to fill the void. Go and smoke some more. Go and drink some more. Go and do that illegal activity. Go and sleep with someone else. And then you feel guilty again. And then you want to fill that void again with something else. And then you start to resent your partner. Deep down you know they're telling you the right thing. The way in which they're speaking to you, no, it's not right. And it's going to piss you off. Let's be honest. But then it's you to use your discernment, not to just go in like a bull in a china shop and continue doing all these things that you feel fill you up. If you're discontent, you have to look at yourself, check in. I ask my clients, when I have one-to-one clients, to check in, be honest with yourself and how you're feeling. That's the only way you're going to work through whatever it is that's bothering you. But with Gemini, it gets, that upset feeling it goes into your head, and you digest it in a very dogmatic way. Your heart is not open to suggestion of self-love, accepting that this is an element of you that you're working with, you're trying to change. You start to justify why you're doing this, carrying out this action, and then you become conflicted in your brain, and then you become upset with yourself, and in turn upset with the person that wants you to do right by them. That company that has invested a lot of time in you. You can become quite a moody sign, and the other part of you is very happy-go-lucky, and everybody loves to be around you. Your smile and your presence, it's just dynamic. So, as I said, Gemini, this is no judgment, but what I'm feeling is how you need to process all these elements of self-doubt, because that's what they end up being. They end up being elements of self-doubt. You start to judge yourself, you feel conflicted, you get angry with the other person, and angry with yourself. And that's only because you're not processing how you truly feel. And you don't feel you're not able to be honest and speak up. You doubt what you're actually feeling. Is this right? Am I sure? This can't be right. This is not me. Yes, it is you. Accept it. Accept that it is you, but work through it to the other side. Process it. Look at the wrong. Look at the right. Be honest with yourself about how you're feeling. Accept it and let it go. Yes, it's easy for me to say. None of us are perfect, and we're not always able to do it. But you've got to start somewhere, especially if it's making you feel conflicted within yourself. You feel that weakness, that element of temptation. Oh, I just need to do this. Just this last one time. No one's going to notice. No one's going to know. They do. They see. Gemini, you're not as good as you think you are about covering how you feel. It literally comes out on your face. You can see the confliction going on in your eyes. When you're processing, your eyes are moving. You can literally see within your whole mechanism that there's a trigger going on. If it was a computer, the computer would just be flickering and dysfunctioning, and you're pressing the buttons and trying to how to get it back in order. Sometimes you hit that one button and it just flicks and starts working perfectly, and other times it just you get wavy lines. It starts to do some weird stuff on the screen that you've never seen before. It jumps, it flickers, and you feel that there's no turning back. But there is, because you can hit that reset button, pause, Turn it off, all of it. Pull back from the conflict in your head, the feelings of temptation, the feelings of feeling weak, that doubt that you have, that insecurity you're feeling. Step back from it. You can literally feel that other side of you and go, okay, you're raising your head again. I need to just pull away from you for a hot second. Don't digest those feelings of self-doubt, temptation, infidelity, insecurity, illegal and wrongdoings. The words that are coming from your mouth. Stop. Just stop. For a minute. Don't go there. Just say nothing. Just be present with yourself. Calm. Cool. Go and take a walk. Take a breath. Close your eyes. Let that whole feeling pass. Walk away. Turn it into a joke. Whatever feels right for you at that given time. Whatever that situation is that you're in. Feel it. Accept that you feel that way, but let it go. That's when the insecurities set in. The self-doubt set in, the temptation sets in to go and do that thing you know is not going to support you or make you feel good. It's going to make you feel guilty. You may get caught. You may say something that you can't take back. We all have those elements and aspects in our personalities that are difficult to resist and not do. We all have them. But if you're listening to this reading, you have that spiritual inclination going inside yourself, seeking the truth, trying to balance your life out. You have elements in you that want to do the right thing by yourself and others and your environment. It takes practice, Gemini. And I sort of feel quite sorry for you at the moment. I feel like you are determined or the message is to be determined, to stick by your guns and do the right thing. Not to be a novice in what you're doing. Not to keep going to those areas of weakness in your personality because it's just easy to do. Have courage of your convictions. Not to get so frustrated and try and breathe it out. Not to let those obstacles of self-doubt and that other thing that you want to do that's going to gratify you, display your anger, say that really bitchy or horrible thing to that person because you know the response you're going to get from them. Try. at least start to try. Or maybe you're trying. Maybe this is something that you're already doing. Maybe you're now trying to be the best person you can be, because time's ticking. I'm not an astrologer in any way. I don't usually bring astrology into my readings at all. These are more life purpose readings, or something that you just need to hear for this moment. But I was listening to an astrologer, and she was, I can't tell you the astrological signs or alignments, but she was saying basically that we're on a timeline, and we have up until September to get our act straight, to be the best person we can be, to be in that job that we said we want and desire, change that career, or at least be on that path. Because by September, you'll be doing the same thing that you're doing now for the next 20 odd plus years. Now just imagine if you're feeling conflicted now, self-doubt, that weakness, that temptation. If you don't start readdressing that balance, getting into that process, being determined, lifting your strength of character, you'll be doing this and be in this turmoil and situation for the next 20 plus whatever years. So we've got like under 6 weeks to sort this out, to get in alignment with our soul's purpose, with our truth, who we are, what we stand for, how we're going to go forward and stick to it, the love we need to express to others, the reality of who we truly are, and share it. Be honest, speak up. This whole time I've been trying not to cough, or trying not to clear my throat. So if you've got something to say, Gemini, that is important, please find the courage to speak up about it. If there's something you need to confess, I'm hearing, please have the courage of your convictions to do that. This is part of your process. A part of what you need to do to get in line with your life's purpose, to get on the straight and narrow. To align yourself with who you truly are. And I'm also hearing now gossip. There's certain things you just don't need to say. That's another temptation. That's the, information that you know about someone that someone else may not know, and you feel you need to share. And a lot of the time, it's because you're not feeling that good about yourself and your present situation, that you feel that you have to share someone else's misgivings, someone else's issues or problems or situations that they're going through that are quite painful and hurtful. They're not shedding good light on that person, and you sharing that would break their heart. Maybe they've confided in you and you've broken that promise. But you know, you get an element of excitement from it. You get an element of telling people things that they don't know. It's a dark or deep secret about someone else. You've broken their confidence, and it might feel good for a minute. But what if someone did that to you? How would you feel? How would you feel if someone else sat and spoke about all these elements of your personality that are not the best? And we all have them, don't get me wrong. We all have these traits and parts of us that are not so nice. And if we feel just how you possibly could be feeling, temptation, there's a void, we're not able to express ourselves verbally, emotionally in the way we want to, and it's all bottled up and it comes out a whole different way. We all have that, but Gemini have more aspects of that in their character, because the symbol is the two faces. You have two personalities, or conflicting personalities. But there's also wonderful things about you too, Gemini, that no one can take away from you. You know, the level of intelligence can be vast. Your ability to do so many things at once, multitask, can be amazing. Gemini can turn their hand, they're like wizards. They can turn their hands to absolutely anything in life and just make it seem like a breeze. So there's many different attributes about each and every sign, but my readings tend to lean on the air of just things that you need to possibly work on, things in your life that are present at the moment that could need some work. That's all it is, and that's what appears to come up, and that's fine. And I feel an element of calmness while I'm speaking. I feel quite calm, Gemini. So maybe these things have been in your past and you are now working them out. So I congratulate you if you're at that point of understanding how to work your way through things, and you're trying your best. Please look at if you're feeling like you have to have your own way. This is what's coming up as well. If you feel like you have to speak your truth, if you're feeling like you have to say what it is that's on your mind, regardless of the consequences, then start looking at that. If you need to carry on battling with elements of you, and you're on the edge and you feel like you're gonna jump, and you know you're just gonna go and do this thing because it's just gonna make you feel so much better if you do it, stop, pull away, disappear, come out of that group, come out of that environment. You know, I feel like a lot of you have been grasping to keep that level of temptation out. You're trying not to be weak. You're trying not to go and do that wrong deed, that wrong thing. But you need to find space and time in your life to breathe, to have more of a conscience about the effects that these things that you do, the impact on others. On yourself, when it comes down to it. What is it in your life that has made you feel this way? What is it in your childhood that hasn't supported you to know how to do things in the right way? To not have these elements of temptation. Let me have a quick look. See. I can see Gemini in a bedroom. I'm not sure if the bedroom is dark or these are just your thoughts in your head and how you're feeling. You're a child. You're curled in a ball. You can hear conflict. You can hear arguments. You know what's going on. I'm hearing, you know, your parent was just not there. You know, and it makes you feel scared. It's made you feel vulnerable. You've been ill-treated. There's things in your life from being young that have happened. You were wise then. You could feel and know exactly what's going on. And this made you scared, made you frightened. You didn't know what to do. Your siblings were feeling the same. Or you were just so alone. These thoughts and feelings made you feel so angry. You understood, but you just didn't understand. You felt so conflicted within you. Why does this have to be your life? Why do you have to suffer in this way? Why do you feel this energy of loss, this emptiness, this void? Why are you kept in the dark? Why do you feel so much pain? You're too young. This appears to be always at night, or the thought in your head is a dark thought in a dark place, in a very dark environment. And this has stuck with you. You don't know where to turn with it. You can't speak to anybody about it. You internalize this. And it's confusing. It's upsetting. It's demoralizing. It leads you to go out there in the day and just fill yourself up with excitement that you know is not quite right. You have happiness in your heart when you're playing with your friends, but you have tears and sadness in your soul. You're too young. But in some ways, you're just too old for this. This is way above your years. This is too much of a cross to bear. I'm just a baby, I'm hearing. I don't need to deal with all this. This is just not fair. I'm a conflicted soul as it is. Why am I being put through this? So every day you take your anger out on others. You do something mischievous in the home. You do something mischievous at school. You go and take your anger out on that other person. You make up lies and stories and gossip because it feels good. It feeds the emptiness you have inside, and you just keep going because that's all you have. You're not able to process how that dark, deep void makes you feel. And this is the only way you know how. Bless you, Gemini. So, in the present, when those fears in the darkness approach you, wrap themselves around you, squeeze you and make you feel that pain, you go back to that place. Insecurities, self-doubt, trying to fill that void with anything and everything. Quick self-gratification. That's the only thing you know to do because that's how it's been. That's the only way your brain has been able to process all those things that have happened to you in the past. You can change this, Gemini. You can process things a whole different way. It's not easy. It's not easy to put yourself out on a limb and go through those processes and digest the fact that you've been hurt, you've had this pain, you're reliving it, You're having to go through it. It's dark, it's deep, it's scary. Makes you feel like that child back in that room, all on your own, or in your thoughts in that dark place. But you can do this, Gemini. You have a very strong mind. You're a maverick. You're the magician. You can turn this around. You don't have to be conflicted. Release it. Find your way of releasing it in a good way. Speak up and say how you're feeling right now. If you're stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea, choose life. Choose that process of happiness. Confide in your partner and tell them how you feel. Be honest. No hiding behind your hand and speaking. Be honest with yourself if you can't do that. If you don't have a partner, be honest with yourself. Process how you feel. Find a divination tool that helps you process it. Angel cards, tarot cards, a healer, a counselor. If you need that support, reach out. I feel like you're almost there because you want to be there. You're realizing the level of temptation that you have. Process it. Find support, help. Read about temptation, how to deliver yourself from temptation. I'm hearing whatever that issue is that you have. Go onto YouTube and find a way to process infidelity, the criminal mind, the insecurities, the doubt, the temptation. That feeling of being on the edge. Go to the gym. It's an outlet. You need to find an outlet for it. This is the key. And if you have to use the gym, physical activity, to do that, then do that. Walk around the block. But when you're walking, process those feelings that you are having. Gemini, I know you can do this. I think we've been talking about this for the last couple of months. Remember what I said. We've only got until September to deal with this. I'm sorry I don't have the accurate information, but this is a long time coming anyway. This is something you know you need to do. Your commitments. And when you're feeling good and you're within your commitments, it's perfect. It's the best ever. You just need to deal with those elements of self-doubt, those dark sides, those things that you know are not the best choices. And remember, if you need support, reach out to someone, a family member, a friend, but one that you know is going to support you in this positive move, in this change of life. Your partner, a counselor, as I said. Seek professional help. You can do this, Gemini. And we are our own counselors as well. And there's nothing like taking action now, Gemini. Take action for yourself. Resist those temptations. Find an outlet. Look at what the right thing is to do. Go on the internet, as I said, the World Wide Web, and try your best to follow that through. We take it for granted that everybody knows what to do. Well, if we knew that, we'd know everything. We don't. But we can surely learn. We can grow from being that child in the dark, from feeling that fear, and going to do something that you know is not good in the light of day, cold light of day. I know you can do it, Gemini. If you feel that this message is for someone else, or they can be supported by this, please share it with them. Safety in numbers, so please like, share, subscribe, send these readings to your friends. I am so eternally grateful to you all. I've had so much support, clients coming through. It has really, I really do feel blessed, so blessed. So I hope these messages are spreading far and wide, and people are being supported by them. These are general messages, but if you would like a personal reading, please contact me on the details in the description box below. And Gemini, good luck, bless your hearts, love you to pieces. And remember, be true to thyself. Be true. Take care.